They say every masterpiece begins with a dream, but for Ashanti, her masterpiece could vanish before the clock strikes midnight. What would you do if your entire future depended on one magical pair of slippers? In a modest workshop, tucked away near the edge of the marketplace, sits Ashanti. Her nimble fingers work tirelessly, cutting and weaving leather straps into elegant sandals. Every stitch of her creations speaks of detail and passion, paying homage to the culture she holds so dear. Ashanti's small workshop is simple, a workbench littered with strips of colorful leather, sewing tools, and half-finished designs. But to her, it is a castle of dreams. Every sandal tells a story, a dance under an open sky, the whispers of ancestors carried in the wind, and the pulse of Ghanaian culture. She dreams of the world walking in the footsteps of her creativity. But dreams alone aren't enough. The clock is ticking, and Ashanti must weave not just sandals, but her destiny before time runs out. Her dreams often feel distant. Ashanti glances at the poster she has pinned to the wall, a dazzling advertisement for Accra Fashion Week, the city's grandest event that brings together the best in African fashion. She longs to see her designs on that radiant stage, but the reality of financial struggles, a crowded marketplace, and the shadow of self-doubt weigh her down. If only Mama were here, she whispers to herself, her voice brushing against the memory of her late mother. Her mother had been her inspiration, the one who taught her not only the craft of shoemaking but the importance of weaving heart and tradition into every design. One evening, as Ashanti tidies her workshop, her hand brushes against an old chest hidden beneath rolls of cloth. She hesitates, recognizing the carvings on the chest surface. It had belonged to her mother. Carefully, she opens the lid, her breath catching at what lies within. Among the keepsakes is a vibrant Kente-cloth shawl. The colors seem to glow in the dim light, rich golds, deep reds, and verdant greens, woven into patterns that tell stories only the heart can understand. Holding it close, Ashanti feels a warmth she hasn't felt in years, as though her mother's presence is wrapping around her. But this is no ordinary shawl. As Ashanti drapes it over her shoulders, she notices something remarkable. The room begins to change, the air hums softly as a shimmer of golden light dances around the shawl. Later that evening, she walks on a pair of sandals, the shawl at her side. As her hands move across the leather, an inexplicable energy surges through her. When the sandals are complete, they are no longer like any she's made before. The straps gleam as though embroidered with the shimmer of stars. The leather soles glisten like polished gold. Ashanti steps back, hardly believing her eyes. Could this be, she murmurs, placing a hand on the shawl. Was this a gift from her mother, imbued with a magic older than time itself? The discovery of the shawl ignites something new in Ashanti, a mixture of courage and a spark of hope she thought had dimmed forever. With each pair of sandals she designs, she incorporates the shawl, letting its magical energy transform her creations. Her new collection is extraordinary, shimmering heels that seem to glow under sunlight, sandals adorned with gold thread embroidery that moves like liquid light, and designs that blend traditional Ghanaian artistry with an otherworldly elegance. She names the collection Nyam Nti, meaning by God's grace, a tribute to her culture and the divine gift of the shawl. The timing couldn't be more perfect. Accra Fashion Week is only days away, and Ashanti knows this is her moment to shine. She packages her enchanted creations, her heart beating with a mix of excitement and fear. Would anyone notice her amidst the sea of established designers? It is the opening day of Accra Fashion Week. The venue radiates opulence, lined with towering lights and a runway that glitters under a canopy of stars. Designers and models scurry backstage, finalizing last-minute touches to their collections, while journalists and fashion enthusiasts fill the audience. Ashanti steps into this world with wide eyes, clutching her designs. She feels small, an outsider in a space filled with grandeur. Yet she holds her head high, her mother's shawl tucked protectively in her bag. She sets up her booth in a modest corner of the venue. Guests begin to trickle by, at first sparing her displays only curious glances. But then, one by one, they stop. Voices rise in awe. Her sandals glimmer in the soft light, casting reflections that seem almost magical. "Did you see the gold embroidery on this one?" a woman whispers to another, lifting a sandal carefully. "It's like it's alive." Word spreads quickly. Soon, Ashanti's small corner is buzzing with visitors. People ask for her name, for the story behind her designs. Ashanti, initially shy, begins to talk about her heritage and the stories woven into her work. She watches in wonder as her dream starts to unfold before her eyes. Amid the vibrant energy of the event is Kwabena Mensah, the young and dynamic CEO of Africa's leading fashion house. Charismatic and sharp-eyed, Kwabena is known for discovering hidden talent and elevating African fashion to the global stage. While making his rounds, flanked by assistants, he hears murmurs about a mysterious young designer with sandals like nothing ever seen before. Intrigued but skeptical, Kwabena decides to investigate. As he approaches Ashanti's booth, the crowd begins to part. Ashanti looks up to see the magnetic figure standing before her, picking up one of her designs with curiosity. "This is your work?" he asks, his tone firm but tinged with admiration. "Yes," she replies, keeping her voice steady despite the nervous flutter in her chest. "I call the collection Nyam NTI. It celebrates our heritage and the strength of tradition." Kwabena studies the intricate patterns and craftsmanship of her sandals. An impressed smile tugs at his lips, but before he can say more, he's pulled away by one of his assistants. The next runway show is starting, and he must be present. Ashanti feels a pang of despair as he leaves. What if this was her only chance? As the evening progresses, Ashanti notices something strange. The magical glow in her sandals begins to dim. The shimmer of the gold embroidery grows fainter, and the glow of the heels fades. Panic sets in as she realizes the shawl's magic is weakening. "Not now," she whispers frantically. "Please, not now." Ashanti attempts to channel the shawl's power again, but it resists. The once effortless magic now feels distant, like a candle struggling against the wind. She remembers her mother's words, "Gifts from the heart are strongest when made with purpose, not fear." Summoning her courage, Ashanti takes her collection and walks toward the main runway area, her resolve stilled. Whether or not the magic fades, she decides her talent alone will shine through. Kwabena stands backstage, overseeing the final segment of the event, when Ashanti appears before him, carrying her designs. At first, he looks surprised, but her determination commands his attention. "I'm sorry for interrupting," she says, her voice firm, "but I need you to see this." She presents her collection, her voice steady as she speaks of her inspiration, her late mother, and the stories that shaped her work. Although the magic in her sandals has dimmed almost entirely, Kwabena sees something greater. He sees the ingenuity, the respect for tradition, and above all, the sincerity in Ashanti's designs. "I don't need to see the glow to know your talent," Kwabena says, handing her one of the sandals. "You belong here, Ashanti. Let's talk about how we can make that happen." Her heart soars. The midnight clock chimes softly in the background, but it no longer matters. Days after the event, Ashanti stands in her workshop once more, a formal letter from Kwabena's fashion house resting on her workbench. She has been offered a chance to collaborate, her designs to be showcased as part of their next international collection. As she sits down with the shawl draped over her chair, she feels its warmth once more. The magic may have faded, but its essence remains within her, the magic of belief in her craft, her culture, and herself. With a deep breath, Ashanti picks up her tools and begins crafting again. For every stitch, every design, and every step she takes from here is her own kind of magic. Ashanti's slippers, born in a humble workshop, now walk across continents. From the vibrant streets of Accra to the glittering runways of Paris, New York, and beyond, they carry the heart of Ghana and the legacy of a dream fulfilled. Her life changed the moment she dared to dream beyond her circumstances. The golden invitation to Accra Fashion Week was more than a ticket, it was the beginning of a journey that would not only transform her own life but inspire a generation. Now a global icon, Ashanti is more than a designer. She is a mentor, a cultural ambassador, and a symbol of resilience. Through her work, she continues to weave the stories of her heritage into the fabric of global fashion.